So I was listening to Ty Lue on All the Smoke and, with Matt Barnes and Steven Jack. And basically, he basically is happy that Russell Westbrook re-signed with the Clippers, because when he was speaking on it, he said that the Clippers only had about 3.8, 4 million to give, to Russ per season if he wanted to sign for a couple of seasons, which equals up to about $7 or $8 million, totally. And that's about all they had to give Russ for about one or 2 years. And, for them to stretch it out for, I think, 2 seasons to make it the 8 million or 7.8 million. So Russ took like about 3.7, 3.8 per year. And, for that to happen, to come out that way, it worked out good for the Clippers in regards to Ty Lue, because they wanted Russell Westbrook back. They just knew they didn't have much to give him for him to come back. But, Ty Lue speaks on the fact that Russ told him and spoke and said he wants to win. He wants to be a part of the team. He likes what's going on here. He likes the culture. He likes the people. And the camaraderie is building. The chemistry is building. And, he likes what they got going on in L.A. and with the Clippers. And I definitely, rightfully so, because the Clippers have all the right pieces. They got, a superstar who's not a rah-rah guy, and Kawhi Leonard, he's not going to jump in your face and, punch you like Michael Jordan did some of his teammates back in the day. Kawhi is a little bit more reserved. He has his ways of being a leader and saying things just through actions rather than through verbal talking. So that's okay with Russ, because Russ does a lot of talking himself. So I guess in some form or fashion, him and Kawhi would actually fit, because one is the opposite, and, they say opposites attract. And, PG's pretty laid back as well, too. So it makes all a great, fit. But, of course, they have to fit on the court more than anything. Now, I will say this. A lot of people have said things to me about, Russ don't need to come off the bench, this and that. That's your opinion. I definitely respect your opinion if you feel that way. I personally think Russ would benefit coming off the bench with a second unit, because, like I said, he'll have more freedom, and his mistakes won't be as costly. His turnovers won't be as costly, because if you make 4 or 5 turnovers with Kawhi and PG on the bench, yeah, it's going to hurt the team. But if they're up by 10 or 15, hypothetically, you make 4 or 5 turnovers, the other team makes a comeback, and let's say the game is tied up. Well, by the time they make the comeback 10-15, Paul, PG and Kawhi done sat down a few minutes. Maybe one of them, you rotate, throw one of them back in, and then follow up and throw the other one back in to finish off the game and complete, the situation. Or they're down 10-15, that's not good. But of course, Kawhi and them come back with some energy coming off the bench, or after they sit down off the bench for a little bit, you can make a run at it and push for, getting the victory of that game. I mean, it just, it's an up and down thing, but at the same time, it still will work, because, like I said, Russ wouldn't be so forced to do everything perfect, and that's not something that Russ is going to do well. And of course, nobody in this world is perfect, but you have to be as perfect as possible when you're a point guard of a national basketball team, and you're the guy running all the plays and calling all the plays and being the anchor of the team. You have to be damn near flawless. And asking Russ to be flawless is not one of his strengths. Asking him to go out there being himself is one of his strengths, in which that's what Ty Lue was talking about, All the Smoke. We want him to go out there and be himself. We want him to go out there and do what he does best, but also help us in the way, shape, or form that we need to get what we need out of him, so he can help us be a better team and complete us. And to me, the only way to do that is to really let him run the second unit, because him being himself is going to be turnover worthy. Him being himself, you're not going to know what you're getting some nights, and some nights you're going to shake your head, some nights you're going to, praise him. That's just the way it is. I'm saying, with him specifically, how his game is like Jekyll and Hyde, up and down for most of the time. So that's just the way it is with somebody like Russ, and that's something you have to expect. But there is ways around that. But either way, like I said, they're happy that Russ is coming back. And with Russ coming back, it just brings a different type of energy through the locker room. He's a great locker room guy. A lot of people love his energy. And like Ty Lue said, in practice, you see Russell Westbrook, come in practice and play just as hard as he does in the games. And he said, you can't teach that. You can't do anything. That's just got to be in somebody. And everybody loves that about Russ, his energy and his thoughts, and how he goes out there and prepare every day and pushes everybody to, go the extra mile. He even does it to PG and Kawhi, in which Ty Lue was saying that as well. So I mean, the fact that he's pushing people and he's pushing himself and trying to get everybody on the same page and all those things, that's just very, very positive to me. And the positivity in that, it goes long term. That's a long term effect. You know what I'm saying? So if it's long term, it definitely can help them in the playoffs when they really need it. And hopefully everybody stays healthy with this team, and then they'll be able to make a huge run at a championship all of us thought they should have been able to do years ago before now. But I mean, we have to see how it all turns out and how it all pans out. But I'm gonna say this much: I do enjoy the fact that Russ is willing to take less money to play for the Clippers, not because he's made enough money and stuff like that, and he should take less money, because nobody really should take less money. If you're worth more, go get what you're worth. But at the same time, if you want to win, you have to sacrifice, and that's just the way it is. And to me, looking at Russ take that contract for $7.8 million for a year or two with the Clippers just because he wants to win, that says a lot about Russell Westbrook now rather than what it did about Russell Westbrook 4 or 5 years ago. Russ 4 or 5 years ago was all about the triple doubles, getting the stats, all that stuff. Now Russ, just by that one notion right there, by that one thing, it seems like Russ is getting more on the track of, look, my career is getting closer to the end than it is the beginning. You see what I'm saying? So I need to try to find a way to do my best to go out here and win with the guys that I got, the guys that I'm with, because the team that I have, Kawhi and PG, is two of the best players in the league. I mean, and they operate both sides of the floor where I haven't had nobody like that before. And so now I feel like Russ is looking at it like, hey, I got some guys around me that can go out there and really do this. We just got to stay healthy enough to do it because we got the team, we got the pieces, and, we're good. A healthy PG against a lot of players in the league, I'll take a healthy PG over a lot of players in the league. And this is what Russ is probably thinking. And a healthy Kawhi is a monster. I would put him up against any superstar, any player in the league, no doubt about it, when Kawhi is healthy. And then you add myself, Russell Westbrook, who still has that quick first step at times, still plays with that energy, and just plays with an edge, and can give them a triple double some nights, and pretty much a lot of nights he can give them a triple double, but he can go out there and be effective and still play his game and help a team is what he think he can do. So if you put all that together with Ty Lue, who can get this team, right or much better if he has all his toys to play with, if they're not injured, then you got something with this team. So I like the fact that, the mindset of what Ty Lue spoke about with Russell Westbrook and where he's at now, what he's thinking, and he's just trying to do whatever he has to do to help his team win and help himself get a championship as well. I like the mindset, and I like where the Clippers are going with that. And I like what Ty Lue said. So hopefully they put it all together and go after a championship. But hey, leave any comments in the comment section. As always, we'll talk about it.